So as you can see, haven't opened it yet. Just get this open, and so here is the collector's edition for Spider-Man on the PS4. Noticeably smaller than the previous Sony exclusive collector's editions like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn. So we'll have a look. Now there was a spoiler with the statue on this. They said not to look at the base of the statue until you progressed sufficiently far enough in the campaign of the game, so that you don't spoil anything. So here's the inner box. They always do like a very thin outer box, Sony, and then the inner box is the actual box for it, so at least you know it's well packed, because other boxes just have the inner box basically with a bit of tape attached to them. Here is the box, various sides of that. Picture of Spider-Man on the back, and that just goes over. So it's like basically like a wrap-around image there. The logo on the top, nothing on the bottom. So it just slides off like that. Get this out. Vacuumed in. Right. So here is the art book on the top. And now, more than a statue spoiling the game, I would say these spoil the game far more, because it's the artwork for the entire game, concept art and everything like that. All the locales get spoiled when you flick through these, so if you don't want to know what happens, then I suggest, you know, don't look at this part of the video until you have played the game sufficiently enough that you can, you know, you feel you aren't going to have it spoilt. It's not going to go pretty. You get the gist of it though. This is what the art book is. It's one of these very small collector's edition art books that are about a third to half the size of a usual art book that we would buy separately, and it only has about half of the art from the usual separately purchased art book. So they're nice to have in the collector's editions, but I would suggest if you're into art book, get the bigger format size so you can see the art more clearly, and you know, it's got more of the art in them, so you're going to pay extra, but if you're into art books you're going to buy them anyway. It says warning, contains spoilers, do not open until story complete. Now I'm going to show it anyway, so if you don't wish to see it, then, you know, just stop watching the video from now on. Here's the steel book for the game, all sealed. Let's get this off. The cellophane on the outside. Right, I'll just see if there's any codes in. So there usually is for DLC. Here is the inside of the case of the game. Sometimes they'll give you the usual box, the standard box, and the steelbook extra. It's just a flyer with the basic controls on, and just saying, you know, purchase PlayStation Plus. And there's also a sticker, a glossy spider sticker there, and behind the sticker there's another picture of Spider-Man as well. So I'll get this put back in. There's actually no codes in the box. There's the reverse of the disc if you're interested. Right, so that's the steelbook. Just a very plain red case with the white spider on. Spider logo. Right, underneath that is some actual DLC code, so I won't show that to camera. This is just the warranty, terms and conditions, voucher code, terms and conditions, that's all that is in there. Here is the actual statue. You can see it underneath the plastic there. Just get the top portion taken off, and there's another piece of plastic protecting it as well, so it's very well packaged. So that's two pieces of plastic there. Right, it's not very big. I believe it's about 8 inches tall, so it's smaller than, and there's actually no ties, which is because I hate undoing those ties that you see around action figures and such. There doesn't appear to be anything else in this box. I know I was supposed to get with the place I purchased it from postcards, but they said there was a delay on those. I don't know how much of a delay you can have with printing off some, postcards, but there you go. So here is the statue. It is very light. It's PVC. On the base it just says Marvel made in China and some form of number as well. It's not a limited release, so that's just a manufacturer number. I don't know what could be construed as a spoiler on this. I'll just show it closely to camera there. Now, what I can gather, it's Spider-Man standing on top of a very mushed villain cake. It looks like a cake. So they're all squashed together. You've got Dr. Octopus's claw there. That looks like Electro's suit. Scorpion's tail. I think there's Mr. Is it Mr. Negative? I'm not sure. There's Rhino as well. He's got his left hand on Rhino's horn there. There's Electro. There's Vulture's wings. You can see from the bottom there's Vulture's wings. So they're not actually spoiling anything with this statue. This is what they were saying, that the statue, the base of it, was going to spoil some aspects of the game. But Sony themselves, a couple of months back before this was even released, they spoiled what villains were going to be in it, because there was a sequence where Spider-Man's swinging through I think it's a prison, and they're all escaped sort of thing, and they're all attacking him at once, and then a helicopter comes down. You don't see the main antagonist, but you hear the voice of the person who's doing the main antagonist, and you see Spider-Man not defeated, but he's on the ground, knocked to the ground. So they've actually spoiled it themselves. This isn't much of a spoiler, so I don't know why they've said that. Saying that, it has got some good detail on it. The actual sculpt is good. I can see a slight bit of bleed from one colour to another, especially the spider on the back. There's a bit of red on the mandible, and it looks like part of the white is not as even as what it could be. Let's see there, I don't know whether the camera's picking that up very well. The sculpt is nice, but it's nothing too special, it's nothing spectacular, nothing amazing. Amazing Spider-Man certainly isn't, but nothing great. I would not rave about that. The paint job's just adequate. It's just your average, I wouldn't say cheap, but your average priced statue or figure. Nice, but nothing special the way it's been hyped up. I'd say the God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn statues are far superior to that, both in detail, paintwork and the actual material to be made from. So that's it. That appears to be all of the collector's edition. Yeah, there's nothing else in this box, and yeah, it'll just be, the rest of the items will just be DLC for the continuation of the story. And that's basically a bit of a disappointment, considering the price. I mean, I know statues like that, they can be about half the cost, or even more of the collector's edition itself. With DLC included, that'll up the price as well. So I don't know, I would probably value that statue though at about £40, £50 at a push. And the game itself's about £40–50, that's 100 there. The actual collector's edition was 130. So this extra 30 is going to cover, say, £10 maximum for that art book, because it's not worth any more. It's not a full-sized art book. Steel books can go for a decent price, depending on how rare they are. Say about £10. So see, you are basically getting your money's worth for this collector's edition, but it's just not spectacular, unfortunately. And luckily the game's been getting really good reviews. I don't think I've played a Spider-Man game since the old ones, like the PS2 days. I played them on the PC though at that time, so I'm looking forward to that. And I heard it's like the Batman Arkham games in places, so I'm looking forward to playing the game. And that's the collector's edition, so hope you enjoyed watching that. I'll see you in the next unboxing video. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye.